Greetings, Wafetu, Eitama Gents. Welcome to our discussion. We are going to have these discussions at least once a month. And Mazibuko, you know, as men, we always talk.
Yeah.
But sometimes what we talk about is sports,
Sure.
you know those things. But issues of life, we really do not talk to it.
True.
And I'm thinking now, 2 years ago, COVID happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And when COVID happened, we realized that things became tough.
Yeah.
And as Mutwantate, my expectation, or my family expects me to be a provider.
True.
I need to bring money into the house. I need to protect them. I need to do quite a number of things. So with COVID happening, you realize that a lot of people lost their jobs.
Sure.
Men in particular, you know. And what do you do as a man when you have lost a job? You know, how do you provide? How do you come home and say, at least I've got something that we can have a meal, for the evening. So it's really a painful situation where we don't talk to these issues to say, not, hey, what do I do? You know?
Yeah.
And coming to think of it, I worked for a very nice organization.
Okay.
When I started to work, and 7 years later, one got promoted. I
Okay.
became a junior manager at that time.
Wow.
So I led people, and I went, on the ranks, went to school. So I'm a leader, and I love leading people.
Wow.
So that is what is in my heart.
Sure.
You take me from here to the next position, I will always do the same thing. But then over the years, it happened that companies started to restructure.
Yeah.
With the restructuring, they look at downsizing, they look at saving costs. And one of the things that they do is to do the retrenchments. That is
Yeah.
managing staff numbers.
That's restructuring.
That's restructuring, And unfortunately, at that moment, one got affected.
Sure.
One got retrenched. So it's year one of retrenchment.
Sure.
You get your lump sums. It goes there. And you think life is still okay.
Yeah.
Little did I know that with that lump sum, as long as nothing is coming in, I will always, it will deplete.
Wow. Yeah.
So I would, at least for 6 to 8 months, I would still take care of the basic needs.
Yes.
But every time I go to the bank, I look at the amount was there.
Yeah.
So, it's still coming
It's
low.
dropping.
And I never had a thought that time to say, maybe let me start a business or things like those.
Okay.
But there was a little bit of traveling in between. So in the homelands, people do not have opportunities to come to Joburg. So when we visited the homelands, people started to ask, are you from Joburg? I need this, I need that.
Okay.
So I saw that window to say, okay, every time I go to, to the homelands,
Yeah.
I can purchase your blankets, cleaning material, all the things that they do not get in that side of town.
Okay.
So that at least started to give me some sort of an income.
Oh, wow.
Because at least I would make something. I would ensure that I do have fuel. I still made some profit.
Yes.
But the reality is my bank was getting depleted.
Even with that new business venture, if we can call it that.
Even with that new business venture, because remember, you've got your rates to look after.
Correct.
You've got the house bond to look after.
Yeah.
You've got school children. My girls were still going to high school.
Yeah.
At that point in
Yeah.
time.
So those needs that you needed to take care of, they were still there.
Yes.
And now this new business, obviously, it wasn't enough to.
It's not giving what I was getting
Yes,
to sustain.
To
everything.
sustain. Oh, yeah. Sure. Wow.
Yeah. So fast forward, I realized that things are not going too well.
Yeah.
And I remember the friend of mine that said, there's a book called Lessons from the Book of a Car.
Okay.
So my car was basically my shop, my office, my everything.
Wow.
Now, fast forward, I realized that I can't keep up to the, car payments.
The traveling and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I realized maybe let me rather take this car back.
Sure.
So there goes my shop.
Yes.
So my business stopped as well that way.
Sure. Wow. So, when you're talking about retrenchment, you are
Yeah.
speaking to something that I've also actually been affected by.
Yeah.
2017, I was working also as a technical and drawing office manager.
Yeah.
Very good paying job. I was driving my nice car. And, but unfortunately, restructuring happened. So they also, I mean, it was just a normal morning, go to work. When you get there, boom, there's an email saying, listen, unfortunately, the company is restructuring.
Yeah.
And Lena, as much as it affected you, my position was then made to be redundant.
Yeah.
So now you are thinking, sure, okay, you are either, they give you two options. You either take a bargaining package, retrenchment package,
Yes.
or you take a position, a lesser position. So from being that manager, now you become a draftsman, but that comes with a salary drop, a significant one at that.
Yeah.
So with me, it was easier because I thought, man, I've got a registered business that I registered in 2012.
Yeah.
So my focus would then be just focus on the business. Plus, it was in the same space of glass and aluminium.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I'll even poach these clients from these people. So for me, it was also, you know, and yes, it was a moment of, you know, shock as well. Because remember, you are not expecting this.
Yeah.
It just happens in that morning. So my mind at that day was racing. I'm also panicking.
Yes.
And a moment I took reminded me that I once made a prayer to God to say, listen, I don't only want to give from a position of obedience, as the word says, but also from a position of abundance.
Absolutely.
So then now I'm reminded that all of this that's happening, it's actually an answered prayer.
Okay.
To say, I'm not going to give you your abundance whilst you are here.
Yes.
You need to go out there.
Yeah.
And this is me answering. So that almost helped me to calm down a bit.
Yeah.
So then that's when I started to think, okay, even the offer that I had, because in that time I had an offer. Another company, they wanted me to basically start a drawing office from scratch.
Okay.
They only had a drawing office in Cape Town.
Okay.
So they wanted to set up a drawing office here, told me, listen, we'll take you for all the training.
Yes.
Like these people had no expectation.
Okay.
So come on board, here's your package.
Yeah.
But then again, that reminder, okay, you are living from one place to the next. And if you're gonna make money for that company, it doesn't come to you.
Absolutely.
It comes to those people.
Exactly.
So then again, I thought, I know, then it's fine. I'll focus on my business. I'm gonna push my business.
Okay.
6 months. I mean, I know there's money in this business.
You are skilled.
You know, these people, I know how much they are charging.
Yeah.
In 6 months, I would have paid off the car, would have paid off the house.
Okay.
6 months later, the business is doing horrible. Then you learn how loyal people are.
Yeah.
And then the people will trust you when you are working for someone, because remember, they are not giving you their money.
Absolutely.
They are giving their money to your boss, who's got assets as security. Should they fail to complete the job, they know they can attach certain items and all of that. So I know it was bad. The bank again, dropping.
Yeah.
It got really, really bad when I'm Malebane. To a point where I couldn't afford to pay electricity at some point. Libala about DSTV, that's a luxury.
Yes.
I had to start taking my heaters and stuff like that to the pawn shop to get some money. Sometimes there would be no electricity. Yeah. So even in that space, yes, I did receive help, you know, even from the guys from church, you know, they understood the situation, they could help where they could. But when I started having suicidal thoughts, then it really, I remember at the time I was divorced, so I was staying by myself, but I still had kids that I needed to take care of and responsibilities as well. So then, you know, thank God that the Holy Spirit is always there to say, I can't.
And talking about that suicidal thoughts, you know, this is a very serious thing that we think about, and I don't know how to get out of it. And you've got no one to talk to.
Sure.
So
you are by yourself.
You are by yourself.
Yeah.
So there's probably quite a number of opportunities
and time. Yeah, no, you are set.
Yeah.
Because I mean, no one is watching.
Yeah.
You know. So I just figured, no, this is not it. And I then decided. Fortunately, my mom, before she passed, she had purchased the house. Yeah. And for us, my 3 brothers. Yes. So the house is a 3-bedroom house. Wonderful. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna move back home. And anyway, at that time, because I was drowning. Yeah. I was there and it was tough. Yes. You know, and you can't really always be knocking at someone's door asking for help, because people are also facing their own struggles.
And they probably can help up to this level.
Exactly. And then now, must so tatile, then, I mean, you start feeling, this is not a way to live.
Yes.
So I took the little that I had to sell my furniture next to nothing because I had to move very quickly because now I was owing money and, it was just becoming an issue after another, moved back home.
Yeah.
My brothers were very happy to see me there. I told them I was coming to visit.
Okay.
Because remember, they also were dependent on me.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to alarm them to say Gents isn't better.
And it can break them as well.
Yes, because then now even them, that attitude that they had, they would start looking at
yes.
And when I went there, I still had a bit of money. So I managed to
yes.
Then once they were settled, I said, listen guys, actually I'm not moving. I'm trying to build this business.
Yeah.
So I'm letting these things go and I'm starting afresh and all of that. And they accepted that because they knew that it's not like letting prepare.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that fortunately then kind of like helped the situation.
Yeah.
I was able to sleep better. I mean, I was no longer dodging phone calls.
Yeah.
How do you start a business yet you are dodging phone calls?
Exactly.
So one could be a potential client.
Yeah.
But because you are thinking, hey, now you're not gonna take that call and you miss out on opportunities.
No, that's quite good. And I think there's so much of us out there, especially this abantu bazotini syndrome.
Yeah.
It really kills us because
it
we don't know who to talk to, who to trust, you know?
Yeah.
And coming to think of it as well, myself, I had to reapply. I saw an opportunity, I applied for a job.
Sure.
Same position,
yeah.
different company.
Oh.
I managed to get at least a position to lead a team once again.
Sure.
It's in an IT space. Good paying job.
Wow.
I'm doing quite well.
It's wonderful.
You know, and there's opportunities within to grow as well.
Yes.
So at least the love of what I was doing,
sure.
I managed to get into that space once again.
Wow, man.
And situations tend. You know, the Holy Spirit, as you've rightfully mentioned, it will always convict you.
Correct.
And the situation turned, I managed to buy another car within 2 years once again.
Wow.
Brand new.
Wow.
And I'm still driving it this day.
Wow, man.
So all I'm simply saying is there's still opportunities out there.
Yeah.
We must never give up. I like what you mentioned as well when Mazibuko to say start afresh.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us
I was 38 years, by the way, when I moved back home. So someone would think, at that age, how do you even start to think I can actually, but then again, listen, as much as you say things turned around for you, you got a good paying job, which meant that it's not over until God says it's
absolutely
over. Today, I'm a married man. You know, we've got a 2-year-old who is making our lives
the boss of the house.
That one, what she wants, she gets.
Yeah.
The company now, we are doing very well.
Absolutely.
We've actually moved into a factory in Alberton, in Alroad South.
That's
our own factory. You know, we've got a couple of bakkies now. We are working in big estates now. Boston City. You know, we are working in Serengeti, Eye of Africa. We've got work up to Tonga there towards Maputo.
That's good.
So in that space, we've done. This is how much we've achieved.
Yeah.
And all that it took was that moment of calmness. Take a step back.
Yeah.
Reassess, recheck. And do you have a plan?
Yeah.
Because I mean, when I went back home, I wasn't busy constructing. I would sleep around 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Busy with quotations and all of that.
Yeah.
At the time when I was going to meetings, I would use my then girlfriend, now wife's car.
Yeah.
So I would drop her off at work.
Okay.
Because she stays Soweto as well. So it was quick.
Okay.
Take the car, leave at work, do my meetings and all of that. And one of the brothers helped me to get into Waterfall.
Yes.
And we only needed that one opportunity. And from that opportunity, Mr. Malebane, everything that we have acquired is actually based from that time. Because when we got in there, we knew what we wanted to do and we executed it excellently. And today we are doing places like Abo Konka, we are doing places like Abo Room 130. We've got a few celebrities that we have also attracted that are following us.
Wonderful.
That have shown interest in our work.
That's the grace of God.
I mean, but then you can imagine from wanting to take your life and then God says, just relax. You know, we we sometimes want to rush the process, and we don't trust the process. But if we can trust the process that God allows us to go through, I mean, you can't rush that process.
I love it.
Doesn't matter how much you pray, how much you cry.
Yeah.
When you are in the process and you know you are a child of God, then God has no reason to punish you.
Absolutely.
Therefore, you are being refined. So now we are able to make better decisions.
Yeah.
Where we know what we've learned during the process.
True.
So yeah.
And you know, when you mention trusting the process, I'm just thinking now out loud to say, there's so much that we can do with our hands.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
The brain.
Yes.
We can think.
True.
You know, and with those hands, there's so much that you can do.
Sure.
Look, people are driving vehicles.
Sure.
They just don't know how to change oil. As an example.
They go to pay someone.
You know.
Yeah.
So if I can watch YouTube.
Yeah.
And check, okay, this is how you do it.
Sure.
I can come to you, Mazibuko, I see you don't have time to service your vehicles. Can I do this for you? You buy your material, I charge the labor.
Sure.
There's bread on the table.
Wow.
You know? So I'm just saying, my daughter, there's quite enough that we can do.
Sure.
You know, my wife and I, you'll be amazed. You can laugh at us.
Yeah.
We get into our overalls as we travel around. Sometimes we do recycling.
What do you mean recycling?
I'm simply saying,
oh,
estrati.
Wow. So, like plastics, bottles?
Plastic bottles, your cans, your boxes.
Wow.
You know, I go to some shops in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just leave my big bag, then say, just throw in there, I'll come and collect.
And there's money in there?
There's quite a lot of money. I've got the bike. For me, it's easier.
Yes.
You know those guys about Tonza on the street?
Yes.
Those guys, they make a lot of money. They look dirty.
Yeah.
But there's enough money in that particular space. So what I'm saying is you can make easy 800, 900, sometimes 1,000, sometimes 3,000. It depends on the load.
Sure.
So if, let's say as an example, you make maybe 300-400 rand. That's a bag of meal.
Correct.
That's
braai
some
pack.
Braai pack.
Sure.
There's some onions. So maybe let's say it's first 2 days.
So njengoba sibheka labantu sicabanga ukuthi bayahlanya badonsa lezi zinto estradini. These people are actually
in our houses. We do have a lot of material that we can recycle.
Sure.
You know, your 1 liter bottle nabantwana. Badla ma cornflakes.
Yeah.
That 6-pack of milk. It's a Tetra pack. You press it down.
Yeah.
You put it aside.
Wow.
The very box cornflakes.
Sure.
You put it aside.
Wow.
You drink a Coca-Cola out of a 2-liter bottle.
Sure, man.
That's a recyclable material.
Brilliant.
So how many we buy furniture? It comes in boxes. You recycle those things.
Sure.
So all I'm simply saying is, it may not make sense. Omunye umuntu uzokumangalela ukuthi uMalebane wenzani.
Sekagqoka ama overalls engihlangana nawe lapha estradini.
And I'm telling you, when I drive my buggy to a recycle center,
you were smiling all the way.
When I come back,
yeah,
and I change, I can take my wife to a restaurant once again.
Wow.
I can buy electricity.
Sure.
You know,
from udoti.
So it's a dual function. You clean the environment.
I love that, man.
And you still make money.
Sure. This is brilliant. So there's a lot that we can do.
There's quite a lot
in that time of famine.
Yeah.
So we don't need to look at every situation as a negative or in a negative manner.
Yeah.
But what you can learn and what you can do as well within that time.
Yeah.
Sure.
And coming to your story, Gucci, this is what you've been doing, and it eventually turned into a business.
Sure.
Sometimes, my daughter, I can become an educator, I can become an IT specialist, I can become something. But if there's no opportunity in that space, it's a dry season.
Sure.
There's other things that we can do.
Wow.
Let me do this. You know, painting.
Wow.
You know, your cities can even give you some funding to do painting.
Sure.
You know, and you paint, you charge per square meter, you make money.
Sure.
Tiling.
Wow.
As Mazibuko, there's so much that I can't even share. I'm not a specialist, but all I'm saying is I don't think I'll ever go hungry if I lose a job once again.
Wow.
But God willing, I'll still be in that particular space.
That's brilliant, man. That's wonderful.
So Gents, this is our story. I don't know what you're going to take out of it, but I know with those missed opportunities, with that dry season, don't look at it as a dry season.
Sure.
Find a brother, get to church.
Sure.
fellowship with other gentlemen, and let us talk. We may not have something in our pockets to give you, but we'll always have an ear to listen to.
Sure.
We'll always give guidance.
Advice
we'll always,
as well.
support where we can.
Sure.
But I'm saying to you guys, Matota, singaingoba lempi.
Sure.
We can win
Together.
We can win together.
Oh, that's wonderful. Gentlemen, we thank you, and I personally hope that this conversation has encouraged you the very same way it has encouraged me. And if you like the content, please share within your various spaces. Also, please don't forget to like our Facebook page. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please look out for more conversations from the YouTube channel. Until then, take care.